And they closed the game the other night with full guards. They're all capable one-on-one players and scorers. So you can roam with anyone and overhaul. They're all dangerous. So I mean, it's just another one that it's KYP. Can we handle that? The one-on-one is important for us.
And for you guys, on the flip side, how do you feel that your reserves, now that they've got a couple of games under their belt with these newer rotations, how do they fit themselves and how do they reach up?
Yeah, I think it helps. I mean, obviously Niara has been really good for us. We know she can be solid and give us really big hits for that. I think she can go to KB, but I'm not crazy. I think we're trying to win out. She's doing such a good job. KT knows what she's doing. She's had the same role all season long. And, and then Sluty, that's a lot. She's got pretty good line. So just can't get Leo with foul trouble. It kind of messes them up.
KT gave you credit in game 2, and that was when you were searching for some of that energy.
Yeah.
How much of a lift was she in that game for you?
She was great. Plays her role well. She brings that physical. We're trying to play physical, but she is the physical player. Just being really disruptive. We can be versatile with her. Sometimes that's what you need. It's a series. Change the energy a little bit, change my mood.
Sorry if you can ask this, Leo and D, not
they started, but we kept them out after an hour or so. You guys come out and take them. But this one, you see that they're walking around. It's just they're important players. They've been playing some big minutes and just manage them as much as we can.
How much do you read into the matchup between you guys? Do you think you can watch that film back and throw that film out because
this happens before. They didn't have Asia this year in the League. We talk about it, just go crazy and then think, okay, this is going to be really good because now the guys are pretty good. Throw it out. I don't even know what this is this year. But we know it's going to be close to the semifinals.
You said the third game that you guys played them this past week.
they didn't play? Yeah.
Asia's
You've been around for a while, and you weren't in the last. See two coaches let go after a year and two. Shift, it seems.
Yeah, it's kind of a little scary, isn't it? No one's safe in that regard. So I feel like coaching is a tough business, and anyone think, like the keyboard warriors out there thinking that they know what it's like to lead a team. No one knows what it's like till you've done it. It's more than X's and O's and everything like that. So I feel it's tough. It's tough. I feel for it. She's only got 1 year. I mean, that's pretty hard to go in and impact the team in 1 year. But look, they're both really good coaches, and they know they're going to be better than me because you would imagine they've got so many teams coming in too. So I don't know. It's tough. I'm interested in see who's going into those jobs.
And you've implemented your system in places now. To do it in a year, I think is difficult, right? I mean, you have to figure out.
No, it's hard. I mean, number one, they have to get used to you. You have to get used to them, and then implement the system, and then you have to be adaptable. Because your system has to suit the players you got. You don't come in. I don't go with my system. I weaken it to personnel. Not like, no, we're going to do this, even though they can't do those skill sets. So, and working it out. I thought, obviously, LA, we lost to LA. I think they got a great young talent, and with the really high pick that they'll get, I mean, it's going to be a real trade spot there. But you need time with young players. We don't get here and be one of the best teams with young players. This is you need talented players and veteran players and understand. But I think, in Chicago, obviously, it was a lot of rotation there. But I think they were at that times when they were healthy, they were quite scary.
After game 1, you said you thought Sue played well, but she could have had spots where she was more aggressive. Is that kind of what you saw in that fourth quarter, where she, played the whole time in game 2?
Yeah. No, it's I suppose when you make an adjustment, you haven't done that for a while. You're just trying to find it. But we think in that second unit, and that's why one of the reasons, obviously, we like our big lineup. I've always said that allows those playmakers. And sure, Sluty gets more opportunity to be more aggressive because not all the starters are on with her. So I think she got comfortable. It's a mindset anyway. You're having an adjustment period. And I thought she did really good. But another reason I went to that was we had a hard time guarding Canada. So I thought Sluty would slow it down a little bit.
And then how impressive is it for Sabrina to kind of play with the ball in the 3 quarters, and then fourth quarter, she's running off screen. She's kind of like a two guard, I guess.
Yeah.
What does that say about her?
That's a luxury that we have. Now she's a combo guard. She's a basketball player, and I thought getting the ball helped her too. So, and that's that's how we have to play. Like if teams want to be really aggressive on, we can't set big screens on Sabrina. Well, it's not as effective with the ball in hand. So now we've got the luxury of mixing. We've got Stewart. We saw that. We see stuff that we do that we've got. It's a chess game, isn't it? What works, and hopefully one game, something different may work, and then whatever. It's being versatile and adaptable to how we're being defended.
You've played in this league for a while, coached for a long time as well. Just where do you rank Angel's 2024 season amongst them?
Pretty impressive. Scoring, rebounding, everything. Just the load she took too, because they struggled early, but Asia just went to another level. She took them on her back. She's a great player, and she continues to get better. She's adding, the 3-point shot. They get it, bringing her off staggers into, ISOs, and she keeps getting better and better. And she's a tough guard, that's for sure.
And then last season, exit interviews, you told us it'll take a while to go back to that Vegas tape in the finals. Have you gone back to it?
No.
How much you lean to
No,
it?
I don't need to go back to it. I know. We remember, but in the beginning, that's the motivation. That's the past. Like we can't control, but what we can do is we can control the present. I'm a stay in the moment kind of gal. Remember, motivate us, but knowing, okay, we know what we need to do. We're more experienced now. I think we handle our adversity, and we're going to have to. They're going to make shots. They're going to make runs. Against Atlanta, we had good choice. That's what we have to do, and the physicality, and be smart with how we play, and make sure that we continue to stay together and play our style of basketball, and not get rattled.
We talked about the challenges of Jordan Canada in that first round. We threw a lot of size at her. What did you learn from that series that you could bring into this one about maybe going up some of these actions, playing with physicality on the Chelsea Gray?
Yeah, I think the more physical we are, the more disruptive, the better basketball team that we are, defensive team. And that was, it's a playoff basketball. They're going to bring us physicality too. So whoever handles that and navigates that well, but it shows that we can play in many different ways. And if you saw, we went to a zone. Because it takes a rhythm out of the game a little bit when we were having trouble defending their one-on-ones and they'll make the shots. But it just means we got some weapons up our sleeve if we need to go to it.
And in terms of winning in many different ways, you guys were 4 of 17 in the first half from 3. Sabrina talked a lot post-game about how intentional she was about going into the paint. What was that conversation at halftime? Was it about getting into the paint, generating those shots rather than settling?
Yeah, I love threes when we're making them, but we can't live and die by 3-point line. We have to make sure we always have a balance. And anytime we get 2 feet in the paint, our numbers go up everywhere. Our RA finishes, our spray out, more open threes, not as contested. But just having patience. For me, it's more like patient. We don't need to score on the first side. Get into second, third side, we can loosen up defense. And if the three's rolling, go for it. If not, we have to be intentional, and that's not just dribble penetration. And Sabrina did a great job, but also post ups. And I thought JJ, we got to establish that. That's another way that we can exploit opponents.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
See ya.
Coach.
Chris, your thoughts on it? Absolutely, you just want the
Yeah, I think that from what I've seen, a lot of fit, and I feel for her. Like, she's going out and doing everything right, and that's what we ask all. And we want the
how much fun do you have trying to, get the fans excited?
Yeah. I think it was just that. We were messing around with Instagram notes a little bit. And it's a secret. Ask Asa. She doesn't say.
Staying on that topic, when you reflect on how much history you and Asia have together, the on-court rivalry, on-court friendship, what sticks out to you?
I mean, a lot. I think that what really kind of sticks out to me and was spotlighted a little bit more this summer was where we really started with USA basketball and like those pictures of when we were very, very, very young to where we are now. It's amazing to see. Her winning MVP this year was no surprise to anybody just because of how efficient she was. I think that we have a great rivalry and a tremendous amount of respect, and know that we're two that are continuing to kind of bring this league to a new level based on what we do on and off the court.
Going back to that stuff, what would you want to see change next year for what we want? Like, is there more trainings that they can do? I know it's a really hard question, but something that the team could put in to provide for all of us.
Yeah, I mean, I think there can be probably more training. What can we do? Because it's like, people don't know. Like, I've gotten them, like, Mark's gotten them, and we send them in. We send them to John Lee type of thing, because there is a certain amount of background and checks that need to be done, but we are now getting to a point where we are in this bigger spotlight limelight that we need to be prepared for the good and the bad.
To follow up on that follow-up. For a lot of this season, it's also a safe space for lots of fans.
Yeah.
A lot of black women, a lot of queer women that are fans of the space, and I was seeing a lot of talk about feeling unsafe at that Connecticut game. What has kind of been the league's message for it to come after this going on for 5 or 6 months? How can the league be more proactive on their front for the fans?
Also, we were training as well and kind of take a page out of almost the NBA's book or like high-level leagues that are having this kind of spotlight and every single night. Because it's like, we want our players to be safe, we want our staff, we want our franchise, but also we want our fans to feel safe. And usually, WNBA games are, the place where they can feel most comfortable and at home, if you will. So for those fans that weren't, I'm sorry that it's not that way. And, as a league, we need to try.
Shifting gears to the series a little bit, obviously last year was a huge learning experience for everyone. I'm just curious maybe how excited the team is and you are to be able to sort of apply what you learned from that to this.
Yeah, I mean, I think that honestly throughout the entire whole season, it was like the moments and the feelings, the highs and the lows, and moments where we could have stayed connected a little bit more. And we had an entire year to work on that, to focus on it. So we had a lot of fun in the first time against Atlanta. Can't wait to be back in Barclays Center Tuesday. I know it's going to be a lot. You guys not much. The tape for sure. The feelings, yes, but the tape, no.
How much do you learn from Breanna in your season? Just because you did have a chip on your shoulder last season, but you go out there and see how much you learn from those games to bring into the series.
Yeah, I mean, listen, not being satisfied. We still have that chip on our shoulder, and we know how